You really only have one life. One life to make everything count. One life to chase your dreams. One life to live your dreams. One life to meet the people you want to meet. One life to pursue the career, business opportunities you want to pursue. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. I think too many people take it for granted, the fact that you're actually alive. Something that I've been reflecting on for today, and something that I'm going to make a priority in my life, is really taking action on the things that I want to do. And I recommend you do the same thing, because one of the most painful things that I kind of experience is seeing people with so much potential, so much livelihood, so much knowledge and talent that genuinely don't understand the fact that there is more to life than what's been shoved down their throats for the past 19 years of growing up. And it's a realization that I'm really happy I've had now as at an early age. And I don't even consider myself that young, but too many people don't ever actually get to have that. Or if they do, it's way too late in life. You'll hear one of the most common things that old people tend to say is that A, they wish they had traveled more when they were younger. And I think they wish that because when you're young, there's a free spirit to you. When you're a little kid, you don't care what people say about you. You don't care what people think about you. I mean, you touch and lick and do everything to everything, right? And no one cares because you're a kid. You can call someone fat as a kid and they'll laugh at it because it's like, oh, he's just a kid, right? But when you say someone's fat now, it's like, oh, someone could press charges on you, God forbid. And I think that being free-spirited is so important. And I especially think it's something that a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of guys in this whole online money space really tend to overlook. A lot of people are obsessed with the dark motivation of cut off all your family, cut off all your friends, lock in for 17 hours a day, work, never stop working. And while that is definitely an effective way to achieve some goals, it's never going to really bring you the fulfillment that balance does. That true balance and fulfillment in every aspect of your life does. Money isn't everything. Money, again, is great. It's not everything though. It buys you a lot of opportunities, opens a lot of doors, and it can buy you some pretty cool things. And admittedly, of course I want to make a lot of money in my life, but it's not my sole driver behind everything I do. My sole purpose behind the business I'm trying to create, the personal brand I'm trying to create, the value I'm trying to share is to genuinely help others and see them win and know that I've had an impact on other people's lives, right? And I also want to have a good impact on my friends' lives, on my family's lives. And the only way to do that is to give them time of day, to give them real thought, to give them kind of a piece of your life. If you never give someone any sort of thought, you're going to lose them, right? Even if they're a close friend, even if they're a family member, you're going to lose connection with them. A driving factor in today's world behind divorces is people just don't say, I love you enough, right? People just don't say it enough. They don't do the small actions, the small acts of kindness that actually mean the world to that person. You know, you can go buy your wife a nice bag, a Balenciaga bag, and some cool shoes or whatever, and a very expensive dress, but it's like, if that doesn't really mean something to her and you're just buying it for her because it's expensive, because it's to show that you can spend money on her, it's like, she doesn't really care about that. I'm sure she would care a lot more if you bought her some sort of toy that referenced an inside joke that you guys always have, or if you wrote her a personalized note on a shitty piece of lined paper, not some expensive crazy card that's actually heartfelt and means something. And I think that says a lot more than what it sounds like. I think doing things out of a genuine place in your heart and doing things out of an authentic place in your life is really what pushes the needle forward. A lot of people try to hide behind a mask or a persona that just isn't them. They're trying to do things in the light of just making money of it, or, damn, my wheels sound really weird. What the fuck? I don't have a flat tire though. But people hide behind masks all the time. They put on personas that's not actually them, to fit in, to make people feel like they're one of them, to again, like I said, fit in, right? And it's kind of engraved in us to be a part of the tribe, fit in. Otherwise, you will get expelled, right? You'll be looked at different. You will not get the things you want to get in life. You'll, be an outcast. But when it comes down to things, if you look at any top founder, anyone who's really fulfilled in their lives, they have always had to do something different, be an outcast, be cringe. I mean, it's almost redundant at this point. I feel like everyone should know this, but somehow they don't. I was talking to my neighbor yesterday on my walk, or today on my walk, and, I'm sure the guy's got money saved up. He's probably got enough to travel, whatever. But I mean, he's living on my street, and we're not rich by any means. I don't come from a lot of money. I don't come from a crazy nice neighborhood at all. In fact, besides the point, the guy has his dog, and his dog's the best, super cool, like really, really well taught, super good on command, literally plays frisbee, swims, loves to do these things. And the guy just seems so happy. He just seems so fulfilled with his life. We were talking about travel, and he's a teacher, and he's damn near retiring now. And he was saying how he's gonna go travel to Guatemala and, immerse in their language and learn Spanish again. Because when he was younger, back in his 20s, he went out and he got to be in a very immersive scenario where, he was talking to a teacher for 4 hours a day to learn Spanish. He was having dinner with a Spanish-speaking family, and, he learned a lot from that. And it's an experience, right? It's a real experience that he got to endure and have fun with, right? Shit, I gotta get off. And it made me realize that, again, money is not the answer to everything. I mean, dude, the guy loves his dog probably more than his wife, Like, his dog is amazing, and that's what brings him a lot of fulfillment, and traveling brings him a lot of fulfillment. Pushing himself to learn new languages, learn new cultures. And he specifically says one thing that I really like is that he doesn't like to live kind of coasting. And I thought of many people I know and just the world in general. I feel like a lot of people are coasters. They don't exactly have direction in life. They don't move and act with a purpose, right? They're kind of just letting the days go by, letting things happen, right? And they don't have too much care to everything. And I think there's definitely a beauty in that. I think that has a part of the free-spirited, free will piece that we all have. But they don't have real, direction. It's gonna get old at some point, is what I'm saying. Just letting the world take you and riding the wave. If you don't pave your own way and you don't make a change, you really can't expect, the best results, right? You can't expect the best kind of life. You can't expect your dream life. It's something that it's extremely important to kind of hone in on, is to be free-spirited, but still be able to carve your own path, right? And that's one of my goals, especially with this channel and, my short form content, is to really just show an authentic side of myself. I don't want to have to put on this persona to necessarily be like high value or super knowledgeable in this and that. And it's like, dude, I'm gonna build my skills in content and marketing and scaling info offers and scaling businesses, and I'm just gonna be a fucking goat at those skills. And it's like, I don't need to prove myself to anybody, right? If anyone watches my content that's interested in working with me, then great, they're interested in working with me, right? And if they fuck with me, then they fuck with me. And it's like, that's that, Everyone on the internet right now is putting on a face, is putting on a mask to try and convert, try and get leads. And I've thought about this for a long time. It's like, oh, should I position my personal brand to convert, or should I position it to go viral? And I think I've come to the decision that I'm going to make my personal brand what I want to make it. I'm going to provide value as much as I can to genuinely help you, the audience, in your own lives and with your own businesses, to start your own businesses. But like, damn, that guy's flying. I'm not gonna put on a face, a mask, a persona that's not me. Because why would I do that? I'm gonna display the information the way I wanna display my information. I'm not gonna have to make these crazy Miro boards. I'm not gonna have to live by this format or do this and that. And even if social media, and it's the truth, social media is curated in a way where you have to deliver to your audience what your audience wants, right? And maybe, who knows, my audience might not want this kind of content. My audience might not want this super raw content. And that's okay. I can still iterate off of this. And you can do the same exact thing. If you're struggling to figure out not only your path in life, but kind of how you should take action, the principles go like this. If you have goals, actually first you need to come up with your goals. You need to visualize them and write them down. Just take the time, pull out a notepad, write them down. Simple. Think of 4 or 5 goals that you can realistically achieve in the next 3 months, even if they seem a little bit unrealistic. Then, next is really the reverse engineering, right? Now you have to figure out, okay, I have these goals. How am I going to achieve them? What's something I can do? 4 actions that I can do to achieve these goals, right? What are 4 needle-moving activities that I can do that will get me closer to these goals? Once you've identified those, then you have to figure out your daily actions. So out of those needle-moving activities or actions, how can I do something every single day to push me towards those goals? And at some point, over doing that over a long enough period of time, you will achieve those goals. And if you're able to do even a little bit of that, you are ahead of 99% of people, genuinely. Because again, you only have one life, and most people waste it by not taking action, by coasting through their lives. And I mean, it's kind of a sad thing. But I am really interested to see where this channel will grow, the feedback I'll get on my content, the people I attract, because at the end of the day, my goal truly is to attract a group of young individuals, obviously around my age, but if not a little bit older, a little bit younger, it doesn't really matter. A young group of savages, really, that want to travel the world, do fucking cool shit, like hike mountains, dirt bike, sail, like learn flips, learn all these new skills, do these fun things, and just live life to the fullest, man. Like, you really only have one life. It's just like, a lot of people don't understand that. It's one time. So it's like, why would you ever limit yourself or allow the opinions of others to dictate the way you live your life if deep down you want to live it a different way, And I want to find a group of people that thinks the exact same way and has the same goals, right? Because that's what life is about. It's about living those experiences, being free-spirited. I'm going on a drive at 7:42 and the sun's setting just because I can. I have free will. Like, this is something, I'm experiencing this, I'm enjoying this right now, right? And I'm getting to share this with you. And it's like, that's the kind of shit I want to do during my life. I truly just want to be a free-spirited being. And I want to show others that you can live this life too if you just decide to live it this way, right? Yes, money might be a little bit of a limiter, but it's like you will find ways to make money, I promise you. There's too many ways to make money with social media right now. There's too many ways. It's a blessing and a curse. It's like there's actually, whose fire alarm's going off? There's actually too much like opportunity out there. And I'm gonna make a lot of money with my agency, of course. Like, I'm gonna get really good at my skills, but it's like, my skills aren't gonna just define me. Like, I'm not just gonna be the content guy, the sales guy, the back end guy, right? Like, that's not who I am. I am a real person, right? A lot of gurus, I'll say online, I don't think they really depict this version of themselves. They don't show off the real person that they are. And it's like, dude, why are we not showing this version of yourself? You'd probably make more money, if anything, if you were to show this version of yourself, because people can trust you more. But people are so caught up in just like slamming you with so much value, and so you can't breathe, and showing you these frameworks, giving you these tactics, sending you these lead magnets. It's like, I understand that stuff makes money. I understand it's part of business, and I'm probably gonna do some of that stuff too, right? Like, I'm gonna provide value, unconditionally, but I'm also planning, again, on, really scaling my business too. So like, if it means I have to sell to people, then fine, I'll have to sell to people. Like, it's not my whole life. Like, business is not my whole life. It's not any of these guys you're watching online's lives, right? Or if that's you too, if you are, if you have your own coaching program and you're somehow watching this, it's like, you have a life, you do things, you have relationships, you have interest, and it's like, share that. Because if you share that stuff, that's what's going to attract people to you, right? There's no like framework or content strategy or setting or style or anything that is going to, magically attract these people that you want to attract. It's like, you have to share yourself, share your interests, share your hobbies, share your own fucking opinions, not Claude's opinions, not the guy you just watched on Instagram's opinions. Share your own opinions on things, and then you will attract the right audience. So to wrap up this video, I just want you to remember, you really have one life, right? One life. And if you allow others to dictate your life and the direction it goes, you are missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime, right? So take this as a piece of value in some sense. I hope you got some sort of value from this video. I hope that by sharing kind of my plans and my opinions on this whole online money space, it might have opened your eyes to, maybe new opportunities or certain ways to look at things. And yeah, follow along. I'm going to be documenting a lot of my growth and how I grow this channel and how I grow my personal brand and my business. So if you want to see all of that, obviously follow, do the fun things that YouTube has to offer. But also, like, if you actually watched to this point, drop a comment. Let me know kind of stuff you want to see or any questions you have about what I do, my business, or what my plans are. I'd love to kind of answer them and give you guys kind of what you want to see. So yeah, that's going to kind of wrap it. So see you boys in the next one.